It's 4:35. Yep. So we're going to go give the word to Jelena from iPro, who's going to talk about our younger generation, the next generation, and how can we teach them cyber awareness and raise them as cyber-aware professionals. Yeah, the floor is yours, Jelena.
Yeah. Hello, good afternoon. I'm glad to see you. My name is Jelena Revzina. Please forgive me, I feel bad. I got sick. I have high temperature. But I shouldn't miss this great event. And let me present my ideas about cybersecurity education. I met my graduate student about months. Sorry. I met my graduate student, and he asked me about my professional activities. I told him that I'm more security engineer now than teacher, than instructor. But he told me, "Oh, it's great because you are professional teacher, professional instructor that can provide." That can provide student knowledge to students using employer vision and provide real cybersecurity skills. What I mean about real, actual, so-called on-the-job skills. Skills that a student can apply after graduating to the real world. Let me present my company, iPro, or iPro in Latvian. My company on the IT market works more than 10 years. And implemented more than 200 IT projects related to the IT security, virtualization, data storages, and centers. And from installation to the support, troubleshooting, and training. But my second direction, my second professional field is teaching. I'm a lecturer of the Transport and Telecommunication Institute and Cisco Networking Academy instructor. I have learned teaching experience more than 10 years. There are some facts and figures about academy, and the numbers are impressive. We can see about 10 million students around the world, and more than 180 countries use Cisco Academy curriculum. So the great portfolio of Cisco Academy, there are 3 levels: exploratory, foundational, and career ready. And in most of important IT fields as networking, security, IoT, operating system, and programming. The most popular courses in Latvia is CCNA, routing and switching, and courses that connected with security, CCNA security, CCNA cyber operation, cybersecurity essential, and introduction, and so on. Okay, the main questions. Why and who and how to teach cybersecurity? Why seems it clearly. There is statistics, cybersecurity, it's terrible about statistics and forecasts, some predictions about, for example, cybercrime damage, about cost of damage that included destruction of data, stolen money, global cost of online cybercrime, predicted to reach 6 trillion by 2021, and so on. The second aspect, why? Oh, sorry, yes, why? Yeah, is digital. That we live in the digital transformation era, and that impact to the teaching, to the experience, and to the jobs on the workforce market. We can see 4 main layers. Critical jobs for digital transformation. So analytics and business process, application development, infrastructure and operation, and digital security and privacy, obligatory. So, on the slide we can see Cybersecurity business report of this association that shows cybersecurity skills gap, and we know the cybersecurity threats are increasing each year. And business report shortage of qualified candidates, qualified graduates coming out of undergraduate programs. So, preparing the next generation of cybersecurity specialists is an important task, and these tasks won't be a quick fix. So, business people will need to get strategic and plan to do something. Who, or maybe correctly, whom to teach? The history of cybersecurity as a course is not so old. And not so well defined as other academic subjects, traditional. But it has gained importance at every level of schooling, from childhood to higher education. But we know that there are a lot of students of learners categories, secondary school, high school, universities, colleges, lifelong learning students, and professional improvement courses, and so on. My target audience, mostly high school students, university students. And the main task involves students to the active learning process and provide problem-solving skills. The mix of skills required for digital workforce. There are specialized, broad, so-called, critical workforce competences, and soft skills. There are so many skills that we want from students. How to provide the skills? How? The problem is that the field of cybersecurity grew out of information technology science, computer science, and cybersecurity education is evolving as a branch of the computer science field. That's not very effective to change this. Higher education has to address this, to the theoretical and hands-on skills for students need to do their job after graduation. The challenges, the main challenges are, firstly, the cybersecurity is very broad field with many different edges, many different facets, and we should provide to students the opportunities to check different options, to find role in this field, and so on. And yes, it's difficult to offer some specific guidance, some specific manual how to work. For example, okay, I miss this example because there are 5 functions of cybersecurity life cycle, and for example, we can offer to students change roles during, for example, project or case study, and students can, for example, work during projects on this stage, or implement identifying function or detection or response, because all of these stages encompasses multitude aspects, including software, hardware, and so on, analytical skills. Okay, there are teaching approach, not all of teaching approach, but operate. Old and nice problem-based learning, so-called PBL. Then, in this case, using PBL, a teacher offers some problem to the students, and students try to solve it. Students can work in relatively small teams, small groups, and every student take a role, but this role we can alternate, yes, change during study, as I tell. The case studies is, yes, okay, the case study is a part of PBL, and there are some example of my example and my colleague from Sweden, because we collaborate with Sweden and Finnish and Finland instructors, and for example, this only example. Okay. Yes, I miss another example about network miner. This is a report of students. We can see that the work, the project, the problem include knowledge, theoretical, some basic concept, and lab exercise with scenario description, and so on. Hands-on lab obligatory for preparing cybersecurity specialists. And this is an example of lab of cybersecurity courses. There are many tools as open source as commercial that we can use during hands-on work. Example of web penetration testing using Burp Suite and to test to do penetration test. The main idea is that the students attack and afterwards analyze the attack with security onion tools. And collaboration is main direction because students can collaborate. Collaboration between different study programs, different universities, collaborate between academic institution and industry or other government institution and so on. I know that in Latvia some security companies have already partnered with educational organization and extend opportunities, provide immersive training for students. Hackathon is the maybe greatest format for learning and collaboration. And hackathons can be local, for example, inside your organization, institution, or maybe global, world level hackathons. This is example of this year autumn in October hackathon in Finland, Junction. And about collaboration between employers and or business and students, there is very important form of collaboration or of connection. It's mentoring. And this is definition of mentor role by Katie Dickinson. Katie Dickinson is an evangelist of mentoring, founder of Mentoring Standard. And we can see that mentor can make introduction, give recommendation, give feedback, and so on. There's only comparative analysis of some of supporting models, mentoring, coaching, sponsorship. The business can choose any of a form of supporting, more suitable, applicable, and so on. So I can invite all of experts, collaborate with students and with educational organization, provide their lab for hands-on training, for problem-based learning, game-based learning, challenge-based learning, and so on. Because business need to be not only receiving point of students, of graduates, but proactive participant of learning process, inside learning process. So my main idea So thank you, and sorry for my speech, but okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jelena. I totally agree to your approach in coming us, the IT industry, active in raising the next generation, as there are so many that we are requesting for them. We should give something to them if we want to request all that. So I guess we're all familiar, right, with generation theory, that there are these, the so-called digital immigrants, as we are here, the XY generation, and then there's the upcoming ones that are now learning in these universities, the Generation Z, that are these, that are basically born with an iPhone on their hands, And how do you think, how would this approach, collaboration between the industry and the university, help them, the Generation Z, to like phosphor in the cyber awareness, or it should have, there should be like the next level, or what we should do?
I think that for example, I have two roles: a teacher and employer as a business. Yes, from teacher point of view, I think that that the business can help provide many things that they're related with cybersecurity awareness, because sometimes learners don't know about this fact that cybersecurity is very interesting. It's a very interesting field. Maybe most of interesting fields at all. And I think that business people can tell, can speak about, can discuss about it with learners, with students, with educational organization to motivate.
And to engage them in this area.
Okay,
thank you. Are there any questions from the audience about our future, our kids, your kids? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jelena.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.